An interesting headline on CNN today talking about modern dating practices, specifically how dating apps might be ruining the experience. The article details some pretty terrible dates. For example, a woman spends a month messaging with a guy. They plan to meet up, only for her to lose service briefly while taking public transportation to the date, and he blocks her because she didn't respond to his message. Or a woman loses a pair of designer shoes after her Tinder date stole them from her apartment. He returned them, but never apologized. So the article asks this question: who is to blame, the apps or the people on the apps? And if you don't want to use the apps, how do you find love in today's society? So we're going to unpack this headline more with the guys. We're a rare group here because none of us met our partners online, but we do know couples who have connected this way.
Erin and her husband, I believe, connected in this way.
I didn't know that. Kate Raditz.
Yep. Kate Raditz, yeah, they're married. Yeah. So let's go back to the question. Who's to blame for the bad connection for these dates? Is it the app or the people?
Is it fair to say both?
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, because one could argue that the app allows you to have a larger pool, so you're not just relying on Friday night at the bar, your gym, or your workplace. So there's more opportunities, but then maybe it's too large of a pool because then you're just going like this and it's too fast. I'm not sure.
You would never walk past somebody in a bar. Well, maybe some people would, but like walk past somebody in their bar and be like, nope, never talking to that person.
Someone told me live Tinder, like, nope. Right. Like up to people's faces.
But also it allows you can be a little more anonymous, and I think we're all our worst selves when there's no way to be held accountable for what you're saying or doing.
That's true. And you know, apparently there's this option overload, like you said, where you just keep swiping and just blowing through people.
I think, you're not going to give these people the benefit of the doubt because you know there could be there's a better person after this one. You know, there's maybe another better person after this one when maybe if there was a chance to have an in-depth conversation with the person, it turns out that might have been the perfect mate, if you will.
And I mean, would you guys agree, could we call these apps a version of social media? Would you be comfortable saying that?
Yeah.
Because we have already learned through other social media apps that they're bad for our brains, and that we behave differently to get a dopamine hit when we're on an app than we would in person.
So the article also says that online dating is inherently disconnected. So you really have only seconds to impress a potential date. The profile includes basic information and a few photos. So that's it. Do you think this is enough to make a judgment call on somebody?
I mean,
I wouldn't want to be judged that way.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick, and I guess the hope is that it starts a conversation. That's the whole point, right? Like we both do. Let's start a quick conversation. And maybe get to know each other, but you're getting to know it's still superficial to an extent, and one could argue, isn't the first date kind of like that too? But at least you can get a feel for someone truly when it's in person.
I agreed, yes. And also something that happens in person is sometimes you're out with friends, and so it's more of a group meeting. And that is one thing that, I mean, I'm not on the dating apps, but there is not an app that I'm aware of that allows you to do sort of a group meetup. Like if you were out with friends and met another group of friends and had a chance to all sort of exactly, yeah. That's my $1 million idea. I'll still be working here 20 years from now because I'll never follow that. But if you do, you should throw me a little.
Someone smarter is making the app right now. Thanks, Mike.
You know what's really interesting? I was talking to a couple of the single women in our newsroom, and one of them was saying to me she misses that going up and meeting people by chance, like you're at a party or you're at a bar or whatever, at a concert, and just that connection made that way and getting to know somebody through that way, just by discussion, sitting there with them.
I think that opportunity is still out there, but maybe people who are in the dating scene are being driven to these apps because it's making it seem like it's going to be faster or easier. And I mean, if we go backwards,
that's what it is. I think in our society today, we want everything immediately, right? That's a quicker way to do it.
Whether it's buying something, I swipe to buy something on Amazon on my phone. Why not swipe to find my next girlfriend? I'm married. I'm just saying.
And you can be sort of disengaged while doing it.
True.
But sitting watching TV, watching the news, no doubt, swiping through people. But that leads to a worse experience overall, and you probably end up spending more time.
And more money, apparently, because some of these apps, what they do, if you want to go to this level, you have to pay more money to find more information.
You want more swipes? We're going to need $5 in order to find you some more chances.
You may be sick of hearing this, but if you're on the apps, I really feel for you. I'm so glad that I was able to meet who I met the way I met him.
Yeah, you and I just did it the old-fashioned way. Met them at work.
Yeah, right. We do have more in common about that than I ever realized, actually. The only two married people working together here.
There you go.
All right, well, this is going to lead us to our question for you today. We've had the discussion. Dating apps, are you a fan? Maybe you met your partner on an app, or you had some good dates. Maybe you've been burned a time or two. Let us know by scanning the QR code on your screen or on a computer. Just go to WCCO.com/connect. That's going to bring you to our website where you can vote.